What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hope that you all can hear me loud and clear. I do a little test, make sure everything right. Lower myself a little bit. Okay, man. I appreciate you all tuning in. It's your man Cool Gent 87. As you all come in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to it, and you can share the video out if you would like to. I will really appreciate that. I know it's been a minute, you know, been busy, grinding, things like that. I wasn't gonna try to stay on here too long. So shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Topaz, how you doing? How you doing? Greetings to you. Man, much love to you. Much love to you. Soul provider, how you doing? What's going on with you, bro? What's going on? It's good to see you. Nadia, how you doing? How you doing? Okay, okay, it's your first live. Okay, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate you though. So far, I forgot you got another channel though, man. I mod you up, bro. So man, thank you all for tuning in. Um, this video right here that I have presented before me, I'm probably gonna play like a little bit of it. I'm gonna see if I can screen share it first. See if I can screen share it. Here we go. Screen share. All right, hope y'all can see that. So yeah, this little video right here with this ratchet chick right here. I'm gonna play a little bit of it, then I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts on it. So I'm gonna play a little bit of it for you all. Yeah. All right, cut this mess off. Um, I'm done with it. For those who haven't seen it, that's the reason why I actually showed it. Yeah, the woman is a disgrace, and it's women like her that's keeping everything ruined in so-called black society, and reason why so many men are just like giving up on relationships, because of women like her, and I know it goes both ways, but we're talking about her today. This lady, this chick. She ain't no lady, she just a chick. This just ruined the culture for a lot of us, man. For a lot of real brothers. And you got fake alpha dudes that will say put up with women like her. Like, are you stupid? No man in their right mind will put up with her. Only dusty dudes, of course. Those are the only ones. And I did see the whole video. I guess it's two of her baby daddies or whatever. No, they're sitting on the same couch and they playing the game system. It's like, so you prefer these guys as real men, but you're not even a real woman, and that's what it is. You know, just a lazy ass woman that um that don't even care about herself. She don't even care about her children, though, man. I feel bad for the children. Um, they don't deserve that. You know, They didn't ask to come into this world, being here in this world. But you always got messy people like that think just because they have children, they think that it makes them a parent, and it doesn't. It sure as hell don't. It doesn't make you a parent at all. And these dudes up here, man, they not even real men. They not even real men. But none of them don't even have jobs. They're not working. They're not putting in no work. They sit up here. They sit up here and play the game all day. No disrespect to gamers, though. I'm a gamer myself, but there's a time and place for everything. You do in life. There's a time. You got to get up off your ass and do something for yourself and be a provider. And that's why we got so many men that's lazy. In this culture, women like her produce men like that, and they're just keeping it real. They produce men like that. And then when you get with men like that, you cry about them, talk about, they lazy, they're not doing anything. Well, of course, that's the men you choose, but don't sit up there and put men down that are hard working. But she won't get it though. She doesn't have no wisdom, she don't have no knowledge, and she doesn't have any understanding. So of course, she's gonna be in the particular spot where she's at until she changes her mind. And that's why so many guys say women like her hit the wall. A lot of us men don't say it just to be saying it, but it's true. It's women like her. She already hit the wall. She already had different, 7 kids, as you all can see, by different men, and she's not married. I bet she never had a ring on her finger put in her life, and that's just straight up facts, man. She's a fucking hoe. She's just a fucking hoe. And I'm just sick of the garbage. I'm sick of the BS. That's why I really ignore women like her. I never put up with a woman like her. And some of you dudes, I know be crying about women like her though. Like for what? You got to think of yourself as a man first. Can't put nobody before you, especially a woman like her. For what? I mean, women like her. I mean, like they ruin great kings. Why would I want somebody that I'm gonna be ashamed of? They're not help building me, not want to cheer me on, help me see me be successful as a black man. We already got too much going on in this country already. We're already dealing with too much, enough on our plate. Every single day, we got to go through this garbage. And shout out to some of the other brothers that did shows on this too. I don't know how many of you ladies actually did shows on this, but y'all should talk about it to the ones that are content creators. Of course, you get on men and stuff like that, but point out, talk about this, what's going on. Why men say what they say, in their videos. Real alpha men, we point out real stuff. We don't deal with women like her. She's not even a woman first anyway. She's still a little girl because she ain't got her mind right. See what y'all saying? Yep, she's a whole strag though. What's up, Monique? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I'm just sick and disgusting. Women like her though. Giving a lot of women like bad name. And the dudes too. Some of these dusty ass men too. Some of them too. Yeah, man. Like this ain't no time to be to be dusty or anything. Like I said, we're at war right now, as you all can see, and there's a time and place for everything, as I said before, for all this that we see, before our eyes. Yeah, she's a whole wall straight for real, for real. Yeah, they always choose the yeah, loser men. But you know what? And you always got wicked men and wicked women that always parade, each other though. That's what they do. But you know what? I'm not calling myself a wicked person or a good man. I'm a wise man. I'm put it like that. I'm a wise man. But wise men and wise women, we see stuff like this. And you know, those type of people aren't winning in life. They aren't winning in life, no matter what they put on television, to make themselves look good, before the cameras and stuff like that. That's not helping out the culture. That's not doing anything for us. We don't need people like that. That's why, I am a thinking black man. I am a thinking black man. I think for myself, and I don't see what's wrong with it. We're supposed to be thinking, man. Be problem solvers in life. A lot of us. And how can any chick want a man that want to sit around all day and not really produce? We're supposed to be producers. We ain't supposed to be cute, none of that stuff. Men produce. That's what we're supposed to be about. Getting things done at the end of the day. You know, Building families. And shout out to the men out there that and the women, that has families. Salute to y'all. We need that. I'm anybody who talk about they are against family. I don't want to look at you. I don't care about you. Get the hell out of my face. You ain't really doing nothing for me. I'm for family. I'm for, building, having a marriage, of course, with the right person. That's what I'm about. And I don't care who don't fucking like it. I grew up with my values and stuff, from both of my parents. Both of them was hard on me. So that's why I am the way I am today. And if you all notice how, some children that grow up, you can see how maybe their father or their mother are, if they, take care of themselves, and have good characteristics and stuff, their child may come out, as the same as, producing good and just train, far as training them up so they can go about in the way they should go. Then you have, the ones, like I said, with no knowledge or anything, they just don't care about life. They gave up on it, and their children turn out the way, like similar to them. And I do believe that it can go back to their parents, as well. So that's why I said, if you have a child, you got to be careful how you train your child up and how you treat them, because, like I said, they could be the ones taking care of you, depending on how you treat them. Like I said, karma always comes. It always comes, and I definitely believe it. It's real talk. My nana had 7 kids, and they were brought up to be fine men and women. That's what's up. Like I said, it's all about who you've been taught by, raised up by. So that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to raise them up and train them in a way they should go. As the scriptures say, for those who believe in it. And that's what I stick by. That's what I stick by. We don't need women like this in our society. Especially the ones that don't want to listen and that doesn't want to be under a male's leadership. She's already lost from the get-go anyway, because it's always the woman that's supposed to be under the man. But we live in this feminist, matriarchal Babylonian society. They believe all these so-called these dating coaches and these wicked media that's telling them, hey, you ain't gotta listen to men, you ain't gotta do what they're supposed to do. Well, that's not how it's supposed to go, because nature's always gonna go back in order how it's supposed to be, regardless. What's up, Sheep, man? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you here, man. Y'all go check out Sheep Stay Sleep TV, man. The brother be dropping fire, man. Straight fire. Straight fire, man. But yeah, we need more real men in the society, to be leaders. Um, like I say to myself, I don't have anything to prove to nobody but myself, because I let my leadership speak for itself. I let my work speak for itself. You know, I'm not a person that's gonna do like lip service. So I really take action about what I go about doing in my own personal life. So I have people who see that, and you can tell the difference between, a real producing working man and a non-producing man. So shout out to all you men out there that's working, that's producing, that's putting in that work, man. I salute to you all out there, grinding and stuff. Take care of what you got to take care of. And you know what? Never mind these chicks that y'all see on social media and stuff that's talking about, they don't care about 9 to 5 dudes, man. They ain't talking about nothing, man. The hell with them. They ain't talking about shit. You know what I'm saying? It don't make them better than you, because there's certain jobs that they can't even do. And I'm not putting women down, who does jobs. I'm not putting y'all down. Shout out to y'all working women too. But y'all know what I'm talking about. There's always these strags out here that's trying to put down real men and stuff. Don't let them put you down. You know, like I said, with what I do with my actions, I always win. I always come out on top. Always. Don't let any person on the internet or in my real life put me down. Like no one. I show my work. I let my work speak for itself. The mothers, women that are mothers, you're supposed to really be taking care of the children, and I'm saying that y'all don't, but women got a role too. And so many women, the reason why a lot of them are unhappy, they got all these careers and things like that. But basically the reason why they're not happy is because they're not in their role. Just like men got to get in their role, that's the only way we have purpose in our life. But I said I wasn't gonna be on here that very long. I just come on here ranting and giving y'all my little 2 cents on this video, that some of you all may have seen, with this woman. I ain't calling her a woman, man, just a chick, strag. She wasn't talking about anything, but like I said, something's gonna come on her and she's gonna have to pay for what she's done, you know. And if you know that you're not fit to have children, then don't have them. You know, don't bring children to the world that you're not ready for. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. What's up, Logical One? Good to see you. Good to see you. Because there are already too many lost children out here right now already, though, man. We already got too many bad parenting out here. We already got the cops out here, killing us. We got too much going on right now. We already got enough on our plate. 2020 has been like the worst. It's a blessing, but it has been like the worst, like, of any generation I had ever seen as far as being here on this planet in my time. What's up, Queen? What's up, Queen? I know who I am. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm trying my best. Just give my little commentary on what I viewed today. Story. What's up? The story of Dwayne. How you doing? How you doing? Man, you all do me a favor, hit that like button if you can. I would appreciate that. Share the video out. So, and shout out to the feminine women out there too, the virtuous women. Y'all are women. Y'all are winning, and don't let nobody tell y'all that y'all not. Don't care what the TV says. Social media says. Y'all are women are winning. So, we just, I'm just on here just grinding. It's been a minute. I got my camera equipment and stuff too. I said I don't know if I'm really just gonna like film like short films, like I said before. Try to get some things together still. But I do have a cash app posted. Someone had asked me about it. I do got it posted on my community tab for those who like to donate. It's very much appreciated. So I just come out here just to pretty much talk. That's what I do, and just give y'all my experiences and from my viewpoint. Let's see. Full time. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. This younger generation is lost. I feel so sorry for the good guys and gals out here like you who are looking for a decent spouse to settle down with and have a family. Yeah, but it is bad. It is bad out here. And it's up to us as young adults, because this is our generation. We gotta be the leaders of today and be the example. We got to, because we really need that in these times, especially. We don't need none of this effeminate crap that's going on. All these moist ass dudes, just ranting, talking about their alpha, all this bull crap, man. I don't want to hear none of that stuff. The most I will send you a coin. Oh yeah, I already got her. I already got her. Just to let you know, I have to post it one day. Well, soon. But yeah, I appreciate that. Man, it feels good to talk. Come on here and talk though. Feels real good. Yeah, love has definitely been replaced with lust. That's what's going on, and people wonder why they're not really falling in love. And like I can say, it can be easy to get into a relationship, but the hard thing about it is that it's just to keep it. That part, keep the relationship. Yep, marriage replaced with hookups. That's what I call it, though, man. For real. What's up, Rollo? What's going on with you, bro? What's going on with you? I may post a link in the live stream. I may post a link right now to see you want to join. Post have my brother Logic, not Logic, see a spiritual hope, spiritual Logic. Come on here. He probably busy at the moment. I'm gonna see if I can post this link. Let's see. I seen it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm posting in the live stream. Yeah. Anybody who want to come on, got to post it for today. Commitment has been replaced with likes and tweets. That's what it's been. Yeah, yeah, Nadia. Yeah, they've been day ones and rolling with me and stuff. Rolling with me. Social media take makes it too easy to not commit. This is a throwaway, disposable society. Yeah, that's all what it is. It's a disposable society we live in, and that's why we ain't building we not building no nations. Got my brother Rollo here.
What's
What's up,
going on,
Rollo? What's
man?
going on with you? I
Babylon
got
culture
Top.
at its right?
Yeah, man. I seen that live stream you did though, man. It was fire. I missed it only got the last 7 minutes of it though.
Yeah, so basically what I'm seeing now is Babylonian culture is receptible to most of these guys and this women here in the society. And see, non-Babylon culture may not have the tools that the Babylon culture has. One thing they have over the Babylonian culture is soul. There's soulless
Mm-hmm.
people around us, man. And these
Exactly, man.
guys want me to come back here to this place. Nah, man. No, I'm not coming back. I'm not gonna be like Lot's wife, looking back at all the finest things. What's so fine here? What's so impressive here? They poison you with the food, the air,
Uh-huh.
even though we haven't seen too many planes and this and that hovering over. The mask is the new the thing to kill you. You're supposed to wear it in certain places, yes. But the more you
Mm-hmm.
wear it in a hot environment, the more it destroys your lungs. So they're killing you different ways. So the mask that they have currently, that a lot of people is wearing, is destroying them. And see, these guys don't have morals because what I'm noticing is that if when they with their woman, you in the public, you see the woman wearing it. What you wearing it in the public for? It's hot. You got to breathe. That thing doesn't breathe. It don't have no articulate in the thing. And so now she killing herself and her insides. You following her, just like in the days of Eve following Lucifer. Wear the mask, Eve. Wear it. Tell Adam to wear it too. Tell him not to breathe. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we're following the ways of destruction, man.
Yep, that's exactly what it is, though, man. I mean, like I said, I feel like the culture itself, for anybody that's real, can see that it feels very empty and dry in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's like as if,
Yep.
like you said, it's not no culture no more, man. I mean, a lot of shopping stores, man. It just everything just feels so empty. It's like, what happened to this place? It feels like I feel like a desert out here.
Yep.
That's exactly what it feels like out here. What's going on, Topaz? How you doing?
Hey, cool Gent. Hi, Rollo. I have never been on a panel with you, but it's nice to meet you.
Yeah,
I know
nice to
you
meet
heard
you too,
about
though.
me, right? So fast. You
Yeah.
heard about me.
Yes, I did, but I didn't. We're just gonna move on.
Mm-hmm.
That's
um,
what's up.
You be over by Custer, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What? I
Yeah.
mean,
No, I was
listen.
over there yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I mean, she is actually doing what people are asking her to do. She's calling out the bad behavior of women. So, I feel
Yeah.
like she's doing what we need to be doing. And, this kind of stuff, I came up here because of the lady that you had that video. I've been seeing that video and it just makes me sick to my stomach. I'm very passionate about kids. And then as a mom, I can't believe that she actually could feel that way when, you had all 7 of these kids. You could have stopped after 1 or 2 or what have you, but you chose to keep going and have more kids. And who are the men that were still willing to deal with her without a condom and then get her pregnant? And I'm not blaming the men because, she could have just not done that. But it's just, why even help her in something like that? There's nothing that she wanted good that came from those kids. She was talking about how they were so bad and they needed to go. That's because she realized she could milk them. There are some people out there that give birth to kids and the kids' only use is what they can get for having them. And she strikes me as one of those type of females. I'm not even going to call her a woman because, to be honest with you, she needed her earlobe stomped together is what needs to happen. She shouldn't have any friends.
Exactly.
She doing a live stream video, and it's a lot of people telling her that she wrong, but it's a few people in her live stream that was like, okay, well, that's fine, and let's move on, and all this kind of stuff. She should not, like, she basically should be outcasted because you could have not had those children, but once you had them, you need to raise them. That's what you're supposed to do, and then you can party and do all of that stuff after they get grown, if that's just what you choose to do. She was like, you could tell she was a nothing ass chick anyway from the stuff that she wanted to do and why the kids was in her way. That's basically what she was saying. The kids were in her way so that she can go out there and be all wild and free and do all of the stuff that got her the 7 kids. So she's not a person that makes good decisions, but chicks like her are louder than the rest of women. She's not by any means the majority of Black women. She's just louder, so more men hear her, and then they share that same story, and now they've all experienced that. She needs to be outcasted. Nobody should be talking to her. Nobody should help her with nothing. They should treat her the same way that she's treating those kids right now. Those kids now have to grow up with that on the internet somewhere, and people are going to be able to use it against them. So I'm just happy that those kids got away from her, because wherever they going is better than being in that house with her. Okay, I'm done ranting.
Go some more though. You weren't lying about that. Everything you said was on point. I'm glad that the kids were taken away too. Because like you said, I know there's not a majority of Black women that's like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that these ratchets though, man, you know what I'm saying? They're giving y'all good ones a bad name. You know what I'm saying? They're giving y'all a bad name and stuff, man. And then you got these alpha simp dudes, which is what I call them. They will take up for stuff like this though, man, and then try to sit there and
Yeah.
blame the dudes that call out this stuff. I'm like, dude, get the hell up out of here. You
And
part
she's
of the
definitely
problem.
gonna have a new guy, because that sounds like what it is that she wanted. She's smoking weed all in the video. I'm sure them kids done seen and witnessed a whole lot of stuff, and I just know that wherever they're going is gonna be a lot more stable and a lot more helpful than being in that house with her. She was resenting the fact that she had to sit down sometimes, and she wasn't actually. I want to know, where did she leave the kids? Did she leave them alone in the house with themselves, or did she drop them off at somebody else's house while she went to go party and do all of this kind of stuff? Because if her kids just got taken away, she already had the weed, she already had the liquor that she was drinking, she already had all of that stuff. So she was getting in while she had the kids in the house. So it's gonna be some dude in her face, and they're gonna be condoning it. Because I'm not saying that they're gonna sit there and tell her that she did a good thing, but by them not chastising her, then that's telling her she did a good thing, because she's not getting any consequences of it. The consequences of you having kids and not raising them means everything that you get should be going to raise those kids in the house of where they are. She need to be paying child support. She need to have be required to put in on whatever benefits those children get. But the good thing is that now, depending on what state they're in, at least if they were here in Texas, if they're going to foster care, then they'll have like paid for college and stuff like that. So they get to get away. But I don't know what state she's in. So I don't know what they have available to them to mitigate the damage of being given away like that.
Right on, right on. You're not lying about that. I'd like to welcome Jessica X to the panel. What's going on with you, Jess?
Hey, cool gents.
Good to see
Hi,
you, though.
Jessica.
Hi, Topaz.
Yeah. So
Jessica,
have you seen this video, Jessica?
I haven't. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it. No.
Oh man, it's crazy. I don't know if I should play it again. Um, it's it's just a hot mess.
Yeah, I heard like briefly about it. So, she was celebrating that her 7 kids got taken away by social services, and
She
yeah,
was also offering to tell other people how to get their kids taken away.
Wow. Wow. um,
Yeah.
I think it's people who have children and they're not ready to have children. I think that's one of
Mm-hmm.
the biggest problems that we have when it comes to the whole family unit. Um, People aren't protecting themselves when they have sex. Obviously, children are the consequences, and then they're not ready or they don't want to actually raise the children. But the weirdest thing to me is that they keep on having children. I'm not sure if they're having the children for money purposes simply because they're lazy and they can't be bothered to go and get on contraception. I'm not sure what the mindset is behind it, but I know that it's an issue. And I caught briefly what Topaz said, and I don't necessarily think that it's the majority, but they are the loudest when it comes to the perception that people have of Black women, especially when I consider what I see, like scrolling through different forms of social media. The loudest representation that I see are, unfortunately, it's the bad ones.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely the bad ones though, and these are the type of women right there, like we got done talking about, that keeps a lot of men down, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And so many women like her destroy, great kings. And that's why the society is the way it is, you know. So,
Hey, spiritual logic.
what's
Hey,
up,
what's going
spiritual
on?
life?
How y'all doing?
Hey, spiritual logic.
Doing well, bro. Doing well,
Yeah,
man.
man. Yeah, that's a travesty, man. That the video, Solo and I talked about it, and it's just, uh, I mean, yeah, I said everything that needs to be said, pretty much. I mean, this is a celebration of recreational foolishness. When you don't have a life based on no purpose, no meaning, you just, like she said it, man. It's drinking, smoking, and cheeseburgers for her. And I don't know if y'all know, but she had her 2 baby fathers in the video with her,
Oh
Man,
sitting
wow.
yes, bro. Yes.
sitting on the sofa with her.
And what?
They sitting on their hmm?
Yep,
Sorry.
it is. You
No, go
ain't
ahead.
lying, man.
Sorry, I was going to say, what was their reaction?
Oh, they didn't want they was with her. They didn't want the kids either. Apparently, I mean, here's the thing, man.
They
A
didn't
woman like
care.
her, no, not at all. A woman like her and guys like, see, they're both equally trash. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Facts.
that was an example of water seeking its own level of her being around people that reflect how she is. So both of them, all of those people really need to be held accountable for the failure of those children, and they shouldn't be allowed to just sit there and
Right.
play games and smoke and drink. They all need to be, especially the men. I'm gonna put more onus on the men because, look,
Mhm.
man, as men we have to be more responsible. We just have to. That's men are always talking about we want to be in charge. We want this authority, we want that, but it comes with the responsibility. And see, they'll set off the
Mhm.
dynamic of men talking about, well, I'm a man, I need to be this, I need to be that. Well, you have to take more responsibility for what happens. And since they weren't accountable and made good choices, they need to be held. All of them need to be held responsible, but especially the men, because men
Well, you
can't.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you got it.
Well, I was gonna say 2 things. One, they don't mind her getting the kids taken away because now she got more time to do, like in her own words, bald head whole shit with them. So they
Yeah,
benefit from it. And my question is, why would they even want that? And 2, it was 2 men who were sitting next to her at the same time doing this.
yeah,
Yep.
So they know about each other. They are cool all with this essentially a throuple situation. They're like, I didn't know any men that were going to be okay with her, let alone yet also her and another man there. So the final thing I just had to say is those kids are a reflection of what they were taught. Babies come in this world as a blank slate. Whatever they were doing that was so horrible for all three of these adults to give up on them like that, they obviously witnessed and were taught. Kids aren't just inherently bad when they get here on this planet. There's something about all three of you grown adults that don't warrant respect from those children if they were even acting up. It could just be that, oh, well, I didn't get a kid that could make me a bunch of money, or nobody's paying me any benefits for him, so I'm tired of being a parent, so I'm going to just whine and complain until somebody come get them. Because that is what I think happened. But let's just say the kids were misbehaving a little bit. There's ways to get around that. Ask for help. Right now, the only thing that I would have been willing to listen to out of her stupid mouth would have been if she needed help and didn't get the help. But it looks like all of the adults around these babies were all equally ain't shit. And that's why they were acting out, if they even were. Because I feel like we don't even know. She seemed like a liar. I feel like those kids weren't doing anything and she just couldn't milk them. So if they were acting out, she taught them that, or either she refused to correct them. And so therefore they got comfortable in that. We don't even know how old these children were. But looking at her, it looked like they might have been, the oldest could have been possibly 12 or so. So 7
she's 27.
kids. Yeah. See, how do you have 7 kids at 27?
Yeah, man, this is a failure of the system as well, because she even said she's going to lose her food stamp. She's going to lose some
That's
things.
what she deserved.
Exactly. I mean, this is a failure of the system too. Unfortunately, look, this is where Black people have to be realistic. We know that there's some hardships that we struggle with, but also we have to do something. We have to see, this is a situation where people weren't even doing anything. Like, I'm pretty sure those dudes weren't working. They were sitting there playing PlayStation together. 2 men that fathered, we don't know if those are the only 2 or just the 2 she wanted to be up there, but those are 2 men out of 7 children that was just there playing PlayStation while she was online bashing her children and celebrating them being snatched away. I mean, I can't see them working. I can't see them being anything just from sitting there in that situation.
Exactly, man. And this is why we have a failed society, though, man. And like you said, I'm with you. I'm going back to what spiritual logic said, man. Like, it goes back to the men, though, man. Like, we're supposed to be the leaders and stuff. How are we supposed to lead? And we have women, like her doing what she want to do, though, which she's not a real woman anyway. And then on top of that, the dudes wasn't even calling out the BS, though, man.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Because they are part of the problem. And that's why we keep having generational curses, man. This is what we talk about. So when y'all see men like us, we come on these live streams and we talk about stuff like this. It ain't because we complain about women, though. It's because we calling out the BS, though. And Topaz, you're right about what you said about chastisement, though. You know what I'm saying? You're right about
because they sitting there letting her do it. And this is the thing, is like, when y'all say how come women don't check other women, it's because women, they listen to men, whether men agree with that, whether men realize that or not. But they do, women as a whole, we do things for men and listening to men. So she wouldn't be acting like this if there wasn't some man around her telling her that it was okay. So anything that I have to say, her answer to that is gonna be, but I have a man, though.
Exactly.
And so therefore, as long as men keep choosing her, as long as there's still some man in her face and they're not treating her like she has leprosy, then why should she listen to me? She's still getting what she needs in order to be okay through the day. She's still, she's still being rewarded. So why would she listen to me? She don't have to change. Nothing has made her change. So anything I have to say is going to fall on deaf ears. She was even threatening to fight people in the video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. She really was, though. And like you said, it's just the attitude stuff, like seeing that video, like she was just like, it was just demonic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was just very demonic, though, man. I'm like, the laugh, I'm just like, man, and the dudes, they were sitting there, they didn't care. She didn't care about her children. I said, wow. I said, so this is where society's going to. So when brothers decide to go somewhere else, I'm saying, like, to other cultures that have feminine women and have, like, real values and stuff, then, if so many people get mad at that, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, something wrong with you, you weak, though. No, I ain't got no being weak. Now let me ask you all this. This is really simple. It's simple. Simple. My people understand it. If you go to a grocery store that don't have fresh produce, what do you do? What do? You simply go to another one.
Yep.
It's that simple. But they don't understand that.
Well, you know, men have to uphold. We uphold. Well, we're supposed to. I can't even say we because there's so many failures out here. But we're supposed to uphold structure. We're not supposed to be so easily pushed aside and conforming to, you know, just conforming with a woman. We're supposed to be structure. We're supposed to be bringing those values that are unmovable, you know, more logical, because we care about the truth. We don't care about how things feel. We care about how things are. And see,
right,
these men, they're actually just completely controlled by women. I mean, they're absolutely controlled. I mean, they're there because she even said it, like they take turns on her out of her own mouth. Because somebody asked, I guess somebody assumed that they were just having a orgy or something over there, and then they take turns. But I mean, you know, and I hate to judge people by how they look, but they look like bums, man. They just look like, you know, some women choose dudes that they can control, that they can manipulate so easily with just vanity. You know, if the dudes actually were qualified and had something going on, that woman knows she couldn't just bring just her body to the table. But with guys like that, all you had to do is, like they said, they just run liquor and weed and cheeseburgers, and she brought her body. That's all they required of her, and a body that's been used and abused at that. So they don't even have, they have no standards. They have no purpose in life. You know, this is why something has to be changed in the system where this shouldn't be. I mean, this happened 7 times. See, people want to sit there and say, "Oh, you know, she had a hard life. She didn't know. Maybe she didn't have her father." 7 times. We're adults. Once you start having a repetitive nature of something, you're learning. Life is showing you the right way. Now you're just rejecting it because if it happens, if you do the same dumb thing 7 times, you don't care. It's not that you don't know. You just don't care.
Right. And you know something else, just add on. I'm sorry to cut you off. Just add on to what you were saying. I was remember about last night, the show you did. You were talking about the only way to have logic is like through experience. If I'm not correct,
Exactly.
That part right there, though, man. And you just proved it right there, though, man. But you know what I'm saying? You got so many our own people, though, man. You know they point the finger at us. I'm like, oh man, you know y'all ain't doing what these other dudes are doing and stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? Out here smoking weed and stuff like that, though, man. I'm like, yo, we ain't got time for no games. Like I said before, you know, thinking men, we're doing what we're supposed to do, and we're trying to, you know, have structure and try to build ourselves up to be the best man that we can be in this lifetime. You know, especially, you know, trying to do righteous by the Most High, though, man, first and foremost. And you know, it's just like then the women's supposed to come behind us because, like I said, at the end of the day, y'all, just to let y'all know, the righteous men will stand up. We will stand at the end, though, regardless. All these wicked men that y'all talking about, they alphas and stuff, they not alphas, though, man. God's people are going to stand up at the end. It's going to win. I'm letting y'all know that right now, and that's facts.
But that's just because in this wicked system and wicked world, that gives wicked women a platform to sit there and repetitively mess up and still feel secure in their life. You know, that's the time is coming where that's going to be taken away. It's going to be taken away. And these women who continually depending on this government, and if you look at what's happening now, that's going to be taken away soon. And it's going to be hard because these are adults that have never prepared to actually be fully functional, self-sufficient adults. And the moment something's taken away or a change happens, what do you think these people are going to do when that house gets taken away? Or, you know, they find themselves.
They gonna put her on a stroll. She already used to it. She already primed and ready for it. She cool with it. You can tell she don't value her body or her purity or anything like that. You know what toll 7 kids takes on having, like, on your body? That is a physical thing that happens to you, let alone a mental and emotional and spiritual one. So she doesn't care. She's primed and ready. When they need money, guess who's gonna be on the stroll trying to get it? And then she's gonna get tired of it. And guess what? They're not gonna care. She said they take turns on her, which means they don't care about her either. But you know, you can't tell her that she messed up. She doesn't see this as a mess up.
Yeah, it's a mess, and this is why I tell people, look, man, if you're just living life, with no purpose, thinking that, oh, you don't have to you just do what you feel, and there's no consequences in life. I mean, this is how death sneaks up on you. This is exactly how death and destruction sneaks up on you. I mean, these people are
Yep.
deceived by their vanity and their lust, and they consumed by it. Man, STDs is the least of what is going to sneak up on them. I mean, the way the world is going right now, they're walking right into destruction. And like you said, it's sad that those kids one day might see this and realize that their parents were just useless, 100% useless. But we have to pray, because we know the system has a lot of problems with it. But we just have to pray that something better happens to
Yeah.
these children. I mean, the system can do some evil things to kids, but they're already in evil situations. So at least the chances are now that there's maybe a 50-50 chance that they can come into a
Right.
better situation instead of staying in that same useless situation. Because, like, I mean, it is terrible. Neither parent was doing anything. So those kids were absolutely, like you said, they were they were on their way to replicating what they see. They were on their way to becoming the problem that their parents created.
Exactly. A
So
lot of the damaged
Mhm.
adults that we meet have been raised by, I'm not even going to call her a human, have been raised by things like her. And so just imagine, let's say that she had lost that battle and they made her keep the kids, right? Like they felt like,
mhm,
oh, that's not enough to take them. Then those kids, she would have kept doing all of that. It would have probably gotten worse. And so then when they're adults, they either A, don't see anything wrong if they do the same thing when they become an adult, or either B, they do know that it's wrong and they feel like nobody helped and now everybody in society got to pay. There's no good ending to her keeping those children. So I'm glad somebody went ahead and rescued those babies. And I just, like you said, we just got to hope and pray that they get to a good home where somebody can at least try to correct and mitigate, or at least reduce the impact of what she did. She caused the trauma. This is traumatic
mhm.
for children. Now, whether they realize it and whether they behave as a trauma victim or not, that is up to their resiliency, but it's still a trauma. This was tantamount to neglect and abuse. And she don't
Yeah,
even
it,
see
it
that.
really
She's
is a
online
crime.
bragging about this. She should be embarrassed to tell people that she failed to this magnitude where they had to take her kids away. There wasn't even a remediation plan for her parenting. And I just want Jessica to know this does not represent all Black American women.
I
No, it
know.
doesn't. It,
I've met like plenty of lovely women in this space, so I know that it's definitely not all. I've met plenty of smart, wise women, and so I know it's not a reflection of everybody.
yeah, wiser
I
women,
know, Jessica, I'm just messing around.
I know.
they actually value guys who are qualified. There's this thing that some women think that a guy can't keep his masculinity, his alpha energy, if he's walking a righteous path, if he's not conforming to the foolishness of society. But it's exactly the
That's
opposite.
more
See,
masculine because you know how hard that is to do, and you're doing it regardless of what people have to say or how they try to tempt and break you. That's actually,
exactly.
there's nothing more masculine to me than a guy that has spirituality and, understands that there's something in the world greater than him and he's going to make his mark here. That's
Well
to
said.
me. I
Mhm.
don't understand how anybody could feel any different.
Well said.
Just facts.
True. A guy that can stick to his purpose despite everything around him that's trying to sway him from that purpose.
Right.
Yep.
That's a strong person, and so it has to be appreciated.
Has self control, hones in on his senses, his vices. Develops himself mentally, spiritually, financially, um, physically, all in all ways, just because he doesn't want to be easily exploited or manipulated by anything,
Right.
system, people, and he wants to actually have a life built on, especially service to the Most High, because that actually calls out his own wickedness. Because if you don't deal with the wickedness within you, you're going to be exploited by the wickedness without. That's just how it
Exactly.
is. Because a lot of
And as
people,
a woman, I can say that any man that is a slave to lust and pleasure that way is not going to be in power for very long.
exactly.
I basically
Right.
feel like you're not a man if we need to stop teaching our boys that manhood means how many women you could get around you. No, women are supposed to be a function of wealth. So if you have wealth, then you're able to care for and take care of multiple women. So, that's not the measure of manhood. It's just because you can get them and do all of the stuff that you did not earn, that you did not work towards. You know, so for me, I just don't understand how some men don't get that if you're easily moved by lust like that, women can exploit and take advantage of you. And since you guys are very spiritual, I know y'all know about the Proverbs 31 woman, right? It's
Yep.
being
Right.
overused. It's being
It is.
And
overused. That was advice to a king, a future king, about what woman to look for to make sure that she is not the type that's going to ruin his kingdom, that comes in with and brings chaos and destruction for somebody else. It was a advice on how to pick a woman that's going to support you and be there for you and not be used against you. So there's two types of women. There are the women like her, and then there are the women that
Proverbs
have
5.
value, morals, and honor. And if you get a good one, then all of your, your desires and all of that can be fulfilled, and you don't have to look elsewhere, and it makes you less susceptible to the bribes or bullshit that somebody else is going to try to bring to you to try to take over your kingdom. So I wanted to just point that out, since you guys are spiritual, because that's what it's for. And I think people read it and they don't understand what it means. They just, oh, I want a woman like this. But are you capable of vetting and finding one? That was for him to choose a woman like that. It wasn't, oh, all women should act like that. No, women are going to be either, the Jezebel type, or either they're going to be the Proverbs 31. And you have to know the difference.
Bingo.
That's what that's for. The man is in charge of his own life. He is picking who's going to be there for him. You're not requiring the women to change. You see her for who she is, and either she makes the cut, or she doesn't.
Yeah. See,
And
I'm
this is
glad
the
you
thing
said.
too. I'm sorry, Hope. This is the thing I
No,
want
you
to point
good.
out too. To the manosphere dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on them. But this the thing I see what's going on with them. It's always about pussy. I put it out there. Pussy and who's more alpha. That's all I see. And that's why I said I don't join no type of movements though at all, because it's like I thought the men were supposed to be building. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they talk about all day. You know what I'm saying? Who got more pussy and who more alpha than the next dude, competing with each other. I'm like, man, get the hell up out of here with that mess. You know? And that's why I said that's why it's that's why so many of them can't really build, you know. And then for the brothers who are spiritual though, like we can see things beyond like the naked eye, you know what I'm saying? For those who follow the Most High. Like what you were saying about, Proverbs 31, the woman has to be a Proverbs 31, just like the man has to be like an Ephesians 5. You know what I'm saying? So, and those two will be able to meet right in the middle, though, man. So if you're on your purpose as a man and a woman, then you know what I'm saying. The good Lord, you know what I'm saying. He'll bring you together. That's how it
That's true.
works.
That's true. And I'm just gonna piggyback on what you're saying. You gotta, and I hate to say it, but people gotta realize if you gotta have a purpose that's built for a destiny. Like if your destiny is just to get money, you're not going to really see wisdom and how to keep money
Right.
from destroying you. If your destiny is just to get women, you're not going to have wisdom to keep women from destroying you. See, for a spiritual guy like me, my destiny is to be right with my creator. And my creator defines my identity and my purpose. And what is my purpose and my identity? What his attributes that represents the royal divine law that's already written in our hearts and minds when we're honest. See, a lot of people not honest. We all have a certain universal morality of expectation of how we want to be treated, and the things that we complain about prove that we all have morality. Otherwise, you would never complain about anything. And since we
Yeah, they would
all
be happy with
understand
this horrible world that we in. Right.
exactly, and since we all have this universal divine law written in us, the Bible gives a good confirmation of what that law is. When we're just reading it honestly and reading it in proper context, we understand what that law is. But it's already written in us. It's just that people don't have to be honest with themselves. People know what's wrong because nobody wants to be stolen from. So if you steal from somebody, you know that stealing is wrong because you wouldn't want it done to you. And that's how God
Exactly.
actually wired us to know right and wrong, because it's intrinsic to what we expect and want for ourselves. Love thy neighbor as thyself. And we
Right.
understand this.
There you go.
And it's like, and people, they play this dumb, ignorant thing. Oh, I didn't know, what right and wrong is a preferential, opinionated thing. No, it's not. That's a lie. Because
Right.
you can just simply do something that you wouldn't want done to you, or have somebody do something to you that you wouldn't want, that you wouldn't want them, you know, doing to others that you would have others doing to you, or love thy neighbor as thyself. That just proves if we're all on the same page. Somebody could easily say, well, that's wrong to you. And then you do it to them and they complaining. And somebody says, well, I don't believe in truth. Well, I'll punch you in the face. And then you say, well, you just hurt me. I said, that's your opinion. And to my opinion, it didn't. See, this relativism about, oh, it's only how I feel, that can be easily debunked. Because people who, I mean, if somebody say, I don't believe in truth, I can just simply say, is that true? It's no way to really, these people keeping everything relative and opinionated and subjective is foolish, because you can simply just, okay, well, if everything's opinionated and preferential, then if it benefits me and it doesn't benefit you, that's just your problem. Too bad. But if we're going to sit there and say something is wrong, then we're drawing a standard higher than both of us and saying, okay, this and laws have to come from lawgivers. And then when you just reverse engineer this whole process of how we see conscience and heart and how we deal with each other, it walks us right back to a lawgiver, a universal, higher, holier lawgiver that we're all expecting a sense of justice and morality to come from. Because in the animal kingdom, like I was saying on the debate, there's no justice in the animal kingdom, morality, and all these are things that come from an intrinsic understanding of there being a higher creator that has a perfect mind, that all logic and all laws and all morality and justice is built on. That's why people say, well, the law here is supposed to just be an arm of his law. And that's why we don't like the law here, because the law has been divorced from any biblical understanding. Now the law is subjective, just like people opinions, and that's the problem with the law now.
The Americans that came over here and did all of that shit that they did in order to create the United States, that's why they left. They left because of the church. They didn't want to pay the taxes. They didn't want to, submit to the church and the rules that came along with it. So it was founded on messed up principles, and they did a lot of messed up stuff to get it started. And so if we think about what the world was created initially for, once we got free will and the knowledge of good and evil, now I feel like, hey, you're supposed to use it. You wanted this free will, you wanted the knowledge, now use it. So we're supposed to be here to be able to coexist and to be peaceful and to not disturb the planet. And that then I think we will have achieved what we were put here to do. But we're not doing that. We're destroying the planet every time we create all of this additional stuff that isn't natural. We're fighting and having wars and being evil because of the wrong wants that the human species has to be in control of other people. And you're not in control of other people. God is supposed to be in control of other people. You're underneath him, all equal, but we're not doing that. And so now that's why we're all suffering. This whole thing that we're going through right now, all of this is because of things that man made on this planet. And we weren't part of the divine plan. We don't have the perfect mind to see where it was going. But we thought, like you got tempted, back then, Adam and Eve, they got tempted. They felt like they knew better. And so now we're as a species, we're facing the consequences of that. And so if we get back to coexisting and then, tilling the planet and overseeing the animal kingdom, then I think things will be a lot better. But we can't get back to that because people still have their selfish wants. People need to just wake up to what it is that we should be doing and then get back on track to doing that. And everybody that compares themselves to animals, the animal kingdom, people could not survive the animal kingdom. Y'all, exactly. I mean, not you guys on the panel, but the men that are complaining about that and comparing themselves to animals, y'all don't want that. You couldn't live that way. You would not survive that way because you have wants, you have thought, you have the frontal lobe where you can make decisions. And the animal kingdom is facts only, and it is what it is, and there is exactly. It's complete instincts, and so therefore you can't survive that way.
And the thing about it, though, truth be told, animals got more sense than we do. You know what I'm saying? They got way more sense than we do, man. Because they in their nature, they're in their role and stuff, man. While us humans, man, it's like we are bored and stuff.
Nature. Well, we outside. See, you notice they can't legislate evil. That's the problem with the world, is that they're trying to create, like when that debate talking about is policy. Here's the issue. We know there's messed up policies, but unfortunately, you can't legislate evil because evil is just having choice. It's a free will function. Like it doesn't matter. Lawless people don't have to use the law to do that, or they could be in a position of being a lawgiver and not apply the law to themselves. Like evil
Right.
Mhm.
is simply an arm of having free choice to do whatever you want. And this is a problem. People don't know how to deal with that because we think that, oh, we just need to create more policies and laws. You can't legislate evil. See, it has to be a true change of heart, a change of mind, a
Right.
regeneration by a new understanding, by getting a whole identity, of the Most High in your spirit, to change your heart and your mind, to understand that your life is not just what you've been told and indoctrinated into, but you have an understanding of how you've fallen in your own purpose, and you can calibrate yourself back to the Most High, and then have a whole new view and outlook on why you're here, and how and what's going on within you. Instead of just being a victim to your struggle with sin and evil, now you can see it, and then you can start to make choices against it because you don't want it. You see where it's going, you see what it creates. Because a lot of people are blind to their own destruction. They're blind. They end up homeless, and like, well, they don't understand the rage, the anger, the confusion, the pain and brokenness they're carrying, and they just lash out in a whole bunch of irresponsible behaviors. And then they homeless, they drug addicts, and like, I don't know how I got here. I don't. They're blind to what was brewing in them from childhood. They're blind to it because they have no
Because
knowledge of evil.
it takes maturity to be able to see that there's something higher than your wants and that is more important than just your one person individual wants. That takes maturity. A lot of people, when they're doing all of this stuff, their wants are wrong. And that is like a child that needs correction.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
like that chick on that video, man. Like somebody actually, I bet you nobody's brought up eternity. No one has actually brought up the fact that, have you even considered death, which could happen tomorrow? Have you ever considered judgment, that you're not even certain of what's going to happen to you when you die? You're just living in your now, assuming that this is all there is, assuming based on a bunch of assumptions that that you're going to just keep living like this, that death is not going. A lot of these people who live like this, when they're stricken with death and in the dying process, you see a whole different person.
Yep.
All of a sudden, they're like, oh, I
Mhm.
need help. I need help. Somebody help me. But when they healthy and young, and they feel this energy, they're not complaining. But when the dying process starts, then you start seeing that, no, you didn't think that death was coming. You really did think that it was never going to come to this point where you're going to have to sit there and wonder what's going to happen next. And see, because it's not
Mhm.
being taught, it's not being told. And that's why people are just waiting to their deathbed to think for they can come to some quick repentance, but it's not sincere, it's desperation. It's not repentance. It's desperation,
Right.
Mhm.
you know, and people think that, this desperation is going to be sincere. But if you notice, some people, if once they seem to die a death, they go right back into their behavior. So just because you're desperate doesn't mean you're sincere, which is why that, you know, people like us, we bring the spiritual message just to give a consideration to a different perspective of why you may be here. Because what this world is telling you, what you've been indoctrinated into with the media, and how the media feeds the worst of your nature, is to keep you blind to the fact that you have a higher purpose. Until you wasn't just created just to have fun and just do what you want, because everything you want ain't good. It ain't good for you. It's not good for everybody else. And we have to understand is that what this girl wants, this party life, isn't good for her children. It's not good for her. She's just young. Her man, women get old. Men get old. You're gonna have to start coming to real things where you're, living off your body, or just being able to go out and get women. It's going to start to change. It's going to start to
Mhm.
change, and you're not.
Yep.
They're not even considering 20 years from now. Forget death. They're not considering 10 years from now. They're
If
just
she
thinking.
27, she not considering 3 years from now, because you can't be the old chick in the club. That ain't cute. And she
Not just
already,
that.
for 27, she looked rolled hard and hung up wet. So, at 30, really, you're going to also then at that moment be old and look old. And you really think you're going to
hmm
get the same attention?
She's destroying her body like crazy, man. I mean, I'm not
Yep.
saying you have look.
And her
I don't think
mind, she's
people
not feeding her mind nothing.
exactly.
Especially
And
that
so
part.
Sorry.
She's not feeding her mind. Go ahead, y'all.
Sorry to interrupt, Paul Jen. I've got to stop down because I have a show scheduled. But thank you for having me, and hopefully I catch another of your lives.
Oh yeah, no problem,
it's good
Jessica.
This
to
is the
see you,
Appreciate
first
you
Jessica.
for
one I
tuning in
Bye,
caught.
though.
Jessica.
All
Have
right,
a
bye
good one.
guys. Bye.
All
All
right
right.
now.
Yeah, so you know, like for those who know, we know exactly what's going on in the situation. We understand the darkness that people just love evil. See, the issue is there's a love of evil, but when you don't see unspiritual people don't call they don't call bad things evil. They don't believe in evil. That's why they thinking that it's good. They don't believe in evil until they have a consequence, until it brings a negative consequence. That's why people say, well, evil is a philosophical view until it's done in you and you want justice, until you on the other end of it and you're begging somebody to care. Then you feel like you've been
Mhm.
wrong,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
That part, the straight truth right there, bro. I want to say thank you, everybody that's tuned in. As you all coming in, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to it, and share the video if you can. This is a really great topic that we're discussing, and it needs to be talked about because, like I said, we have too much that's going on here in the world today. And I salute to the chat and I salute to the panel, to you all. So y'all keep going, man.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
personally, I just feel like there's no way that she could have any spiritual or higher connection in her life and not see that this is going to lead her down a path of destruction. One thing, she's going to need those children when she gets older because nobody else's children had, like, because of the world and people who think like her and people who think a little bit less evil than her, but still not about coexistence, have raised their children to not take care of and care about other people's parents. So she's going to need those children. Those children are going to be who she has to call before she leaves this earth. And she's going to be forced to revisit what she did just now. And everybody that's
hmm
applauding her and high-fiving her, everybody that's not even telling her how fucked up and horrible she is right now is not doing her any favors. But she sounds like the type of chick that would only listen to people who are telling her what she wants to hear. So in that case, it's
Mm-hmm.
her own fault. She isn't going to listen to reason until it knocks on her door, and then she's going to sit there with the pouty long face looking for sympathy. And I hope that she finds none because those babies deserve to have had a parent. Like, when your parent, the person that gives birth to you, the person that is who you think that you are, the way our identity is set up, we believe and we've been taught that we're half of each of our parents. So when you find out and you
hmm
realize that your parents aren't shit, you're going to have low self-esteem. You're going to ask
Yep.
God, why did he make you be born to these people? Why were you brought here to be here for that? And unless you can come out on top with something positive about your own existence and your own identity and abilities, the ones who can do that can be saved and they can be salvaged and they'll get a positive response. But what if they don't? What if they don't reach that in time? Then that
Yeah,
means that she just now destroyed a soul and she's going to have to pay for that. You get punished for leading people away from the Most High. That is not going to be okay. So she's going to need
exactly.
those children, and she better hope and pray that they find some forgiveness or something good in life. But she is going to have to pay for that before she is able to see any peace, because this isn't peace. That's the thing. She doesn't know that all that partying, all that smoking, all these different men and all that, that's not peaceful. She's happy with the excitement right now, but at some point that gets old. So when she's 35, she's going to want some quietness, and you can't get it because you didn't create anything. These are the years right now where she's supposed to be putting in place something to help her have peace and calmness and tranquility in her 30s. But she's not doing it. She's creating more chaos in her own life.
hmm
And I
And
wonder,
y'all
is
know
anybody
something?
going to be there to tell her that?
And you know something? Just to add on to what you're saying, like for us who are like millennials and things like that, I kind of feel bad for us in the future because the way y'all see how everything is now, just imagine how everything will get worse. Like, good Lord's will, we'll live to see, um, how when we get older, we become like, the old heads and the younger generation won't get too craps about us. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of
Right.
younger men and women don't understand, you know what I'm saying, around our age is that, hey, you got children, hey, you better make sure you train them up right, like the Bible says, though, man, in the way they should go, because, you know what I'm saying, that they will never, part from it. And they be like, wow, my parents took care of me, so I'm going to take care of them. I don't want them going to the
Right.
nursing home, you know what I'm saying, being treated any kind of way. But that's what they don't understand, though. And that's what makes me so upset, though, man. That's what really
But
makes me so
logically,
upset.
we know that you're going to be weaker in your old age. You aren't going, when you're in your 60s and 70s, you aren't going to be as strong as the 20 and 30-year-olds. You're going to need some support and some protection. That's part of the cruel joke of life, is you came in here as a baby and you leave as a baby. You know, so
Yep.
why
Exactly.
doesn't she see that? I don't
Well,
understand how she could possibly not pay attention to the fact that she's going to need somebody as she gets older. She's not putting in anything in place. And I hope she doesn't think that those two guys are going to be there to help her, because if they're smoking and drinking with her, they're going to be just as disabled.
well, just because, evil is blinding. This is why I was saying
Yep.
evil is blinding. Evil is pure chaos. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't have any solution. It's destructive. The
Right.
worst part about it, it blinds you from the impending destruction. Like this with the family dynamic, like from the debate I had on TOP last night. People always say, well, the family, that's, that's a construct thing. I'm like, family is actually your first, people complain about the system and the government, but your family is your first support system, your first business, your first
Hmm.
Exactly.
infusion of
Exactly.
values that actually allow you not to be fully dependent on somebody that you don't know. This is your
Right.
familiarity with the world. It starts with your family. And when you destroy the family dynamic, you naturally have to go out and deal with the system. That's why if you go back even before, during segregated times and before, the first work was within the family. They needed each other to work. There was a support system going on. Everybody had a purpose. They just wasn't
Yep.
just sitting there. And see, in that, it provided food, it provided income, it provided shelter. It gave them a way not to say, hey, we got to go and we got to go work on somebody else's family. Okay, we had our own, and because slavery and all these things should have told us, look, working for somebody else's family isn't the way to go. So the moment we can develop our own family, we should understand that unit to protect us from having to work from somebody else's family. And see now everybody is out in the world, and now we're individuals, without any
Hmm.
family, and now we're complaining that the world is exactly what it always been: cold-hearted, evil, cruel, violent, uncaring. Well, this is the world. This is the world, the godless world that people want. People say, I don't want your God. I don't want your spirituality. Okay, this is your world. It's godless, unspiritual world where competitiveness, violence, um, control, manipulation are your tools. Have fun. Don't complain. This is the world you always wanted. This godless world. This is what it
And if
is. You can't blame
exactly.
religious people for
Yep.
what you're dealing with now. This is straight godless, no truth, no values. This is their world.
Because
Hmm.
if you run God out of the world, right, then nobody gets to have him, which means why should they care about you over themselves? See, when you have a spiritual morality, you think of everybody as interconnected. When you are
Hmm.
absent of that, then now it's cutthroat, it's dog eat dog, it's everybody for themselves. So now, if you aren't prepared to stand on your own and come out on top, and then guess what? No one is, because you can't fight the whole world.
Exactly. But
You're
Topaz,
gonna
Exactly.
always have to fight every single day. It's gonna be chaos, it's gonna be evil, it's gonna be bloodshed, because that's the only way that can exist. If nobody has a higher conscience that they're appealing to, every nice thing that has happened to you came from somebody's higher conscience. If you want all of that gone, everybody's operating in what in my field we call the lower brain. That's where your instincts are, and my instincts say that I'm hungry and you got something to eat. It's easier to get it from you than to go make my own. That
let me
means I
tell you
have to
something.
wait.
Let me tell you something. These people have been taught that the whole creation is causeless, random, accidental from beginning, and in the end, they don't believe in any afterlife, so they think everything is just is meaningless. They don't understand that if you have no origin and you have no destiny, then life itself is meaningless. And just because you are personally inconvenienced, that doesn't mean anything. That's just your problem in a meaningless, causeless, purposeless life. And they don't understand that the only way you can attribute value to life is the fact that you're created in the image of an infinite, holy creator. If you're not, if you're just stardust or what you think you are, stardust or evolved bacteria or whatever they indoctrinate people to believe, then you're nothing. And if you're nothing, then everything that you acquire in life is nothing because there's no boundaries. There's no reason for anybody to care that you're not winning, that somebody stole from you, that people are corrupt in business. What are we complaining about in a godless, accidental, causeless, purposeless world? And see, the thing is, I will say this. I'm gonna take on everybody knows there's a creator. It's just that we can lie to ourselves. Unfortunately, free will, well, because we live like there's one. We all want morality given to us. We all expect justice given to us. We don't act like we're just meaningless stardust. We don't act like that. Like,
Yep.
oh, we're just governed by chemicals fizzing in our brain and these laws of physics that science has revealed. We're not acting like that. We act like we have infinite value coming from an infinite creator. That's how we live. That's why when somebody puts a gun in your head, you're so afraid because you feel like somebody's taking something from you that's so valuable. You feel
And
like
you're
you're missing
aware of
out.
your consciousness. You're aware that you're alive to know that it's about to be ended. So, I mean, and
Exactly.
everything in the world, when left to its own devices, fits together too perfectly for it not to have been put in place by somebody that could see the end result.
Facts. A lot of people can talk atheist, but no one can live atheist. They can talk atheist, but they don't live atheist because in the atheistic worldview, you can't complain. No, complaining. What is a complaint? No one's
Yeah,
required
and
to
to
care.
who? To
Exactly.
complain to who? Who and what
And
what is it that you're hoping to be done? Are you hoping that
what
somebody
is your
makes you
standard?
whole? Well, no. No, you don't get to be whole in a atheistic society.
Yeah. What's your standard to base right and wrong on?
Right.
If it's preferential and opinionated, well, it benefits somebody else to your detriment. Okay. What's the problem with that? Why is that wrong?
And you
And
should have
see,
expected it and you should have planned for it. You should have known better. Since you don't have anything above you, everything that happened in your life is because of you. So therefore, you should have planned better.
I tell a lot of people in the atheistic worldview, there's nothing wrong with systematic racism. It's just
Right.
somebody beats you in corruption. They're better at it. That's
Right.
just you're pushing this
They won the
the
fight. They make the rules. What can you do about it?
this
Figure it
competitive
out.
nature, the survival of the fittest, competitive nature, Darwinistic attitude. Well, there you go. That's what your atheistic worldview breeds. And if you can't complain that somebody has a better strategy to acquire the needs to survive than you. See, this whole thing about I want you to care about me, I want fairness, that's coming from a biblical worldview. And people don't want to
Yeah, because
understand
what
that.
is fair? Fair is
Ex-
I won and I got it. I thought of it and you didn't.
Exactly, exactly. And I tell them, like, look, this is why black people, will, I don't think we're going to be here for another 1,000 years, but if we did, we would continue to be in this condition as long as we're godless. Because what we're doing is that we're pushing ourselves away from the source of everything that we actually need to live. We're throwing ourselves away from our creator to the point where we say we want justice, but we're destroying the fabric of justice. We say we want morality, but we're just the whole world's destroying all these things. It's breaking down everything that the Most High laid out. Like all the morality is already written. It's already there. Like it's funny. The Bible is good. We needed a book that actually reflects what we all feel internally. Because now
That's right.
when people are not honest with themselves, there's a place we can go to say, well, look at this. Do you want this to happen to you? You don't want to be murdered. You don't want to be you don't want to be lied to. You don't want to be stolen from. You want people to consider you like they consider themselves. This is a standard that we all can agree with because we have to have order. And even when people bring up, I tell people like chattel slavery was put to death in the Bible. They had what they considered servitude was basically what we consider employment. You got to think about the
Yep.
times. They had a society that was built on the Most High. They had a society that was governed by the Torah. So their whole society, they didn't have a third party government intervene. Their source was this, and they knew that when people had to pay off debts, they had to work off their debts. People do that
Mm-hmm.
now, and we're not crying out slavery. People get this word porn thing about, oh, it says your master. Well, what is your boss but your master? What is your employer but your master? You work for him. They control whether you live, how you live, and what you eat, and whether you eat that day. And you
Yep.
could become your own master in this word. Become your own
And
master, your
all
own
that
boss.
word means is to control. It means you have
Ex-
additional knowledge above average. That's all that means.
Exactly.
It's the
And then
reason why it's called a
You know what
master's
it is?
degree as well.
Yeah. Hold on, y'all. What's going on? Underrated Darkness. How you doing, bro?
Hello.
Hello, peace to
what's
everybody in
good?
the
What's good,
panel.
brother?
Peace to you in the chat. I would say this that Cool Judge, we know each other for a minute now. And I'm always a person that whatever I do, I gotta be accountable. But at the same time, too, I just cannot turn my back of certain injustices really happening. Now, in my own way, I am going to make a difference, in my own way to help our people. And wherever mistakes or any injustices I do, I'm going to keep on pushing, and but at the same time, I have to understand this too, that my purpose, that I gotta be there for the younger brothers. I gotta be there for the boys because their voices is not being talked about. Even some of our people. And so my purpose probably be different than everybody else. And I'm not compromising as a Black man. I'm not compromising my purpose. I'm not compromising my masculinity for nobody. But I know this much, that I see tyranny in my lifetime. I see death in my lifetime. I see certain injustices in my lifetime. And when it goes so for me, it's not for me not having no parents, I got to keep on pushing on. So if I'm going to be the only one to be out there in the streets and believe that certain Black man and that Black woman that is not having a voice, so be it. I don't care what people think about me. And so for me, I cannot talk for anybody else in the panel. I cannot talk to anybody in the chat. I can't. But I know for me, I got to be there. I got to be a messenger. I got to be there to do whatever I can to help our people. And then other than that, I'm going to fall back.
I respect that, brother. And all I would say is to add on to that is that we have to understand that our battle is with evil. That is the battle that we have to be spiritually prepared for. You can't battle evil in the flesh because the flesh is controlled by evil. And see, people are trying to fight something that their nature, apart from their creator, is making them easily exploited by. This is why when people get Black folks particularly get involved in this system, corruption overtakes them because they're not fighting. It's in the spirit. They're involving themselves in a fleshly battle with fleshly tools. And then when somebody puts some money out on the table, or somebody threatens you realize, oh, for me to put myself out there, you're threatening my life, or you're threatening my, yeah, that's going, unless you're willing to be a martyr, unless you're willing to die for your message. Well, I admire people who are, because honestly, being a believer, a Bible believer, that's where it's coming for me. I know my life is going to be threatened for my beliefs. I understand that, and I'm preparing myself for that persecution. I know that, and I'm not going to change my message because the world is being less receptive of it. I'm gonna have to get bolder, and if I get killed, at least I was killed for a purpose that defines my entire life.
And you never
Rather,
turned your back on yourself and your beliefs. So if they're going to end your life
exactly.
there, some things I feel like you are supposed to go without. You are supposed to die. That's what happens. If faced with certain choices, you're supposed to choose death.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise,
Not
to keep
a-
living is to agree to what happened.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
That-
And see, that's what I want our brothers and our sisters to understand. See, if you can't draw a line in the sand against what you know is wrong and not get yourself involved with it, you're complicit. Because a lot of times that's what we see. We see black folks compromising wealth for the lack of values. Now we can be involved in all kinds of media, all kinds of entertainment, all kinds of Hollywood stuff. But what are we doing when we get there for this money? We're giving up all our values. We're pushing evil agendas, and even when we get in politics, we're pushing the agendas that actually cause society to further break down. We're not being that voice out there standing against anything.
Right. And
Cause
what happens is, you're winning the fight. You're right if they previously kept you out of it and then they offer you a piece of it. because they would rather you have a piece of it and come join them, and then you get the crumbs that they are willing to give you in whatever that system is, instead of you standing against it and bringing it down. Because every day that you're kept out of it, you're going to want it brought down. So they give you that to placate you. So then that way you're more acquiescent and you are willing to go along with it. And now you are, instead of their enemy, you are now their ally, helping them keep it together, because now you're keeping someone else out of it. So if you have been against something beforehand, that means hopefully you do think it's wrong. And when they offer you a piece of it, you're supposed to say no and say, no, I still want it brought down. But if you take the piece of it, you now are a part of it. So now you can't complain about anything that happens to you over there. And it's not going to be good for you, because if they wanted you in there, they would have given it to you in the first place.
Yeah,
exactly. And we're too controlled by our vices. We're too controlled by the money. See, once they put the money, we'll say, "Oh, I'll do what you say. I like that check." We're not afraid to say, "Well, I'll take a little bit of taste of poverty. I will sacrifice my comfort for the sake of doing what's right." See, that's where we have disconnect with Black folks. When it's coming from time for we don't understand that to choose the right path, you're going to sacrifice. You're not going to be able to choose the right path in this evil world and be the millionaire all the time.
Right.
You know, and be president. You know, you think they will allow somebody like me, who is uncompromising, who's going to tell the truth, to actually get to that level, and actually they will have me killed for sure. I know this.
They're not going to want it, because then you're going to impose stuff that's going to take them away from their fun and their evil.
Exactly. And I'm going to expose it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I would say this though, that of my purpose is that a long time ago that I'm going to make a difference. I have to understand that my purpose is not going to be out there that everybody else is. I have to understand that I am going to work of a different mindset and different atmosphere that other people is. And I know people had make money. I knew people who have been in politics, and I knew people. But my thing is just that stay the course. And sometimes you do slip off, but stay the course. So I could say that throughout the years, have I fall back in certain things? Yes, but I want to stay the course. Because see, sometimes us as a people, not saying y'all, not saying the one in the chat, I'm just talking in general, and I want you to hear me out on this one. Sometimes we take certain things and we overanalyze it instead of seeing for what it is. I tell you why. I've been in meetings with political. I've been in PTA meetings, and I've been in things because I'm a godfather, and I see. And also for me, originally being from New York, I live in Virginia now. To see the things that's going on, it shakes your head as a Black man. Like they actually take us and put us against each other as class. We gonna give you this, but what you need to do, you cannot fight for your own people. You fight with us. We gonna give you this plan. Make sure your kids get through school. We gonna make sure we gonna put you get good job and everything like that. But they'll fail to understand throughout the years. You gotta do something for them. And then when it's time when you want to come home to the real people, you get cut off. And I see the cycle is really happening, in my 20s. And so for me, I don't care a person, because a lot of us and that's one thing too. Some of us want to be leaders so bad, want to be leaders. You know what I'm saying? I could be a leader, yeah, I could do that. But I'm saying like this: if Cool Gent 87 has a plan to mobilize the people of this level, I'm gonna take what I have and put in the pocket. Come on, Cool Gents, let's roll with this. And a lot of us refuse to be team players. A lot of us do not want to be on this ship to work on one accord. And that's what I'm all about. I'm not all about what he's saying, what you believe. I'm not all about what it is. What I'm talking about right now, us as a people, we are suffering. we are losing almost every battle. Now, there's a lot of us has fight against this system. I believe yes, but I want us to be on one accord. I don't care. I just want to be. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be in the fight. I just want to be in the struggle. I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that other brothers sisters get sick. And they don't have to worry about me. It's about our people. So that's why I'm all about this part of my life. It's all about leaving a legacy, not for myself, for my godkids, for my niece, for my nephews, and the rest of our people. You hear what I'm saying? Because our ancestors have paid the price. They paid
Because
the
that's
price.
how we live, through our legacy. We keep living. That's what life after death means if people are trying to chase it. But
Right.
guys, I gotta step down for a second and take care of something. If y'all are still up on the panel, when I get back, I'll join again. But I'll be listening in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Nice
thanks
meeting
for
you.
coming
All
on.
right,
Nice meeting you.
And
Appreciate
it was nice meeting y'all. It was nice talking with y'all.
Same here.
Same here, though. Appreciate you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Uh-huh. Man, shout out to everybody out there in the chat that's tuning in with me, though. I appreciate you all for coming over here, checking me out. This is Cool Gent 87. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. To everybody that's coming in that's new, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video out. It's much appreciated. This is a very great topic, we have great people up here on the panel. So you all are really speaking some truth and dropping a lot of gems, though, man. And some of us that's very spiritual minded. A lot of people out there don't really see the things that we really see, from a spiritual standpoint and what's really going on. So, yeah, I appreciate you all for coming up here, though, man, talking stuff, though. So
No problem, bro.
I'm still gonna, keep the show going for a little bit longer, though. So, y'all keep on talking, though, man. Y'all have anything else to say?
Yeah,
No,
oh, you go ahead, bro.
Go ahead. No. I'll fall back, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta step away. I gotta, I don't know if y'all knew, but I'm just getting some things in my life. I had a big, another person that was pretty close passed away, so I'm, got to get a lot of things done. But it's
I hear
look,
that, bro.
Our
thanks,
condolences, brother.
thank you, and look, man, I agree with all of us. Yes, we have to be unified on the right things. We need to care about those. We about waking our brothers and sisters up and making them aware. And I think everybody has a part to play. Everybody has their gifts. Everybody has their their talents, and how we can all wake everyone up and bring ourselves to a fight for what's right, while bringing ourselves together on the right things. And I just think that we have to be unified on the right things, because this battle is we're being consumed before we even get to the system. We're being consumed from within. And our first battle is the battle that we're losing. It's our battle with ourselves. We have to realize that our own decision, our own ability to do wrong and wickedness, and not seeing how we have to be recalibrated and regenerated in the right way, so we can actually think straight. So our heart, that wicked heart, can be replaced with a heart that seeks good, and so that we can all be united on good. Some people, look, everybody isn't calibrated to want to be in the fight. Some people they're destructive. They're trying to pull people down who actually are trying to make a difference out here. So our first battle has to be our battle with ourselves as adults. And I think as adults, we need to get more, we have to live better examples for the children. We have to live the examples, not just speak it. We need to live the examples. We need to have more structured lives that reflect the values that children need to emulate. And this is why, I'm hard on the men, because as men, we have to be the structure that children can see. Okay, this is how you work honest work. You don't compromise your values to get money. You can have honest work doing something good, that you can maintain your values, even if you have to create your own business, your own area. We have guys who are actually showing how to do that, and there are guys who are actually making a living helping people. There's a good way that we can show the younger generation, specifically the children, how they can navigate in a world like this and not lose their soul, lose their values, lose their mind. Because a lot of people are
Right.
losing, they're losing everything trying to survive. And then what's left is just being swept up into this chaotic world,
Mm-hmm.
You
and
know what they say,
look,
spiritual logic? You know what they say, man? Sorry to cut you off. Is that
you good.
everything starts from the home, basically, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the kids being taught at home, by the parents and stuff, so that they can come out and carry in the world and
Right.
not forget their morals, their standards, you know what I'm saying, who they are as men and women and stuff. Because like you said, a fatherless home, it's like, look at the society now, and I gotta be honest, it's mostly, it's matriarchy. Women
Hmm.
are pretty much are the breadwinners in this society now, man. And we see how everything is turned to like a terrible direction and stuff.
Hmm.
And without that masculine man in the home, though, man, it's like we're like at the bottom now, man. Wow, other cultures and stuff progress and stuff. I ain't saying they ain't perfect, because none of them, they ain't perfect either, though, man. But you know what I'm saying? It starts with self, like you said. Accountability comes first, overall. We have to be the leaders and stuff. We all gotta grow up one day, like in what was in the scriptures. There's a time, place for everything. You know what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
time, when we was a child, and now it's time to put away childish things, though, man. And it talks about that, though, man. And that's what a lot of our people don't understand, man.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
What I could say this though, like the brother you say you hard on men. For me, I take a different step. I'm hard on all of us, because when my parents was alive, they said they hard on me, and you know what? And I'm glad they hard on me to let me know that no matter what you do, you gotta be accomplished. So we all got, like us as black men. I always said I say this, we gotta learn to advocate for ourselves. We have to make certain spaces so we can tell our story. And then to a certain extent, I mean, let's say to a certain extent, our story is still not being talked about. And it troubles me that there are some black men do not want our story to be told. There are some black men do not want to talk about our pain. And even these are the same brothers that are they are being accountable, but that there are certain things has happened to them and some is not wrong. So I'm saying this as a brother, and again, I am not compromising. I'm not, because at times when we compromise, we tend like the ones that get away with murder, they get away with murder. So I'm going to hold accountable a black man, and I'm going to be hold accountable women. And I would say this: if you believe in the black family, and then if you believe that we need to work together, you gotta understand. You got to stand up and be the righteous one. You got to stop hiding behind the corner. This oppressed system. Oh, this is why I do. No, no, no. I am not.
Agreed. Agreed.
I'm not.
Exactly,
I'm
brother.
not. I'm not. I'm not. Because I can tell you this. It was one time I was talking to a black, right, and I do security. I make a long story short, and we was talking, right. Nice job and everything. Right? I say good morning. And even other brothers was working in an apartment, but they was a little step, but they was respectful. Good morning, how you doing? Don't talk to me, you less than that. So the younger brother's like, hey, I just say good morning and stuff. So it took upon me, I said to him, hold up, sister. Hold up. Why are you disrespecting these black men and they say good morning to you, but you let 3 white men grope around you and you think everything is all right. But see, at the same time, we don't like to talk about those conversations, because every time we talk about conversations, oh, you banging on a white woman. I say, these young men say good morning to you. Do you understand that they probably going through something? At least you can't even say good morning. How dare you disrespect someone? But you know what they said? Hey, you shouldn't say nothing. No, I have a right to say that, because if it would have been vice versa, You don't have a problem with that. And I got a big problem with that because they are brothers out here working. They are brothers out here just putting in the work. And sometimes these sisters need to be checked. And that's why I tell these black women, if you do not like what certain things going, you need to check these sisters. Stop be BSing around. Like I said, I'm 54 and I'm still learning. I'm still evolving. So I don't think that, oh, I know everything, because I don't. I'm still learning. I still evolving.
Same here, bro.
For me as an OG, I gotta call it both ways, and that's the way it is. So, but I understand what you're saying, brother. You want to call a man out, and that's how you feel. I get it. I understand. But at the same time, black woman, if you said that, oh yeah, that I'm this about the world, stuff like that, you need to act on it, and you need to check these sisters, because also these sisters is causing poison in the black community too. And then y'all, at the same time, y'all be eating off of this devil's table too for a long goddamn time. And I just want to say one thing, and I'm gonna fall back.
Agreed, brother.
We know the Democratic Party and Republican Party haven't done nothing for us as black people. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Do you know there are some women think that they entitled to be part of Biden's ticket because we give ourselves to you. We give ourselves to you. And then what makes you think they're going to give it to you, black woman? What makes you think they're going to give it to you, black man? See, we have to understand and develop our own agenda. We have to understand, we have to be like minds like us brothers and somebody else. It doesn't make a difference what status you in, doesn't make a difference, but we got to come together to develop our own agenda. We have to understand that we got to be there. As me as an older brother, I got to be there for our younger brothers and our boys. That's the way it is, and that's how I'm going to continue in our people. Because some of our brothers and sisters, they think they're on this plan and they think they entitled. And you know what this oppressed system is? You not wanted. We already got from you. And that's the way it is. And these are the ones we gotta leave behind. So we gotta keep on going. And I appreciate that. Thank you for your time, Cool James.
Thanks, Andre Darkness, though. Appreciate you coming over here, bro. Alpha Song, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what's going on with it?
What's
How
up,
you
man?
doing, man?
Oh
Peace,
man, I'm
brother.
cool. How you doing? Yeah,
I'm doing well.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that y'all pretty much been saying everything since I've been listening to the show, but it's like, man, at this point, we're Black American society at this point and stuff like that. Like we pretty much what would you call it? What like remnant, righteous remnant time. It's pretty much like that, because really, if you read and study enough, like I was reading Message to the Black Man, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I think, like, as far as like understanding of like spiritual, like the spiritual, having a moral and spiritual foundation. To me, like I don't really see anything that we can do, because it's like, to me, I feel like you got to let this situation kind of run its course, because what the baby boomers and their generation did, it kind of like sealed our fate. Because I remember reading the Message to the Black Man. He said that one day the black man is going to open up the door and invite the devil into his right. And he was speaking on like how as far as evil, you're gonna what's it, worship evil. You're gonna do things that invite evil into your house. And I was like, damn, I'm thinking about it. When he was talking about, he spoke on so many things that was like, when he talked about that this and that would be like taking a dog back to his vomit, and a lot of the stuff that they did, kind of have already set us up to be in this condition, because now the society is too rooted in pop culture. It's too rooted in ignorance, and then now they're empowering. They're empowering all this evil, through the music, through the culture, and all this type of stuff. And it's to the point now where how can you go to a person or go to any individual as or individually and try to speak to somebody, and you don't have a moral or spiritual or cultural foundation to stand on. So now it's like secular humanism on times 1,000, where everybody just doing what's right in their own eyes. And then like how I said in the Bible, how you gonna begin to oppress each other one upon the other. So it's like, even though I might could raise my kids up right in my house, but I still got to send them out to be amongst their peers. I still got to send them out to try to procreate with somebody. So it's like, with this society, to me, it's almost a wash, because a lot of this stuff that you seeing now, the evil, I'm looking at Chicago, they gunning down kids, the hardcore horrorism, just all this stuff that is like an everyday walking wickedness at this point. It's like it's almost inherited. A lot of this stuff, especially with the .comers, they done inherited evil. You know what I'm saying? To the point where that you was brung up in doing the wrong thing. So how do you even know? How can you even know that your thinking is reprobate if that's the culture you was handed? You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Right.
handed was filed from the crib. So that's why I'm like, when people kind of be saying like, we got to do this, we got to do that, I'm like, yeah, I mean, that would be cool if we had a foundation as a people, or we had like some type of control, or you had some type of authoritarian control over Black society. But at this point, like, everything that we could have had to really get, to really change the culture, you kind of gave it up to be part of the dominant society. So it's like, you don't have no control over these schools. Or, I was looking at a video by C. Dolores Tucker, when she was trying to fight the gangster rap thing when that first came out. And, all that, us calling each other niggas, and all this open malice, and just turn around and show your ass and all that. So now you skip to 30 years later, 2020, and now you got, the Million Stallions and these city girls. You got, you done stepped up, so now it's just 100% evil. It's like the evil done is stepping itself up. It's ramping up. It's ramping up, and it's ramping up to the point, like I say, like, people's minds is just evil. They think evil. It's like I said, we just 180 degrees away from how we should be thinking. Like, it's no morals, there's no values, there's no decency. It's just do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, and it's unchecked, because, like I said, we don't have no control. Like, they traded all that in, and like I said, mark my words, even for all their problems, once the baby boomer generation, once they generation go, it's to me, it's gonna be over for Black society, because the what's that? My generation, what's that? Generation X, millennials, and all that stuff. It's just nothing. Don't stand for nothing. And then, like you said, like the other gentleman said, if you speaking out against evil, if you trying to have that, we so evil to the point we'll kill people like that. It can get to that point where hey man, you can't sell your people drugs, nigga. You can't do this. You can't drive 100 miles up and down the street. There's kids out here, nigga. I don't got, so it's like you can't. It's like everybody just, because I'm in Detroit, so it's like, when you trying to tell people, like, bro, you can't drive 100 miles. It's kids out here trying to play, bro. You can't, nigga. I don't, and people want to kill you for something to do the right thing. People want to kill you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I ain't gonna talk nobody to death, but I mean, yeah, y'all definitely have a good show. I definitely, tune in.
Yeah, man. That's everything you're saying is on point though, man. And, going back to what, I was saying a little bit earlier, was that everything starts in the home. How you depend on how you raise your children and stuff. And for what I've seen is that, it's a lot of homes that are just they're failure, to their children though, because they don't upbring them and teach them the right things though. When they get out here in the real world, they'll not respect themselves, they'll not respect authority. You know what I'm saying? And it's all over the place right now. And yes, this is a satanic system we live in, though. You know, we're in some dark days, y'all. We are in some
I agree.
dark days. We're like, that's why the with the George Floyd situation, though, man, like that right there, saying that, I think why it was so big was that was the true definition of racism right there from what we seen. I mean, and like he didn't care at all. The look on his face, it's like he's just a fallen angel. You know what I'm saying? For those who can understand though, man, I mean that dude was like a fallen angel or something. Cause like for you to do something like that, I mean that's not even human at all. I mean, and I feel, you know, bad. I was so pissed off, man. I had to stop the video and start watching it. Cause that right there, from what I've seen, I mean, we're all seeing. I mean, it just like something just woke me up. You know what I'm saying? But y'all go ahead.
Yeah. You know, I've been getting myself together, so I've been listening, and you know, what the brother was just saying is actually biblical. I mean, the world is growing cold, evil is increasing in the land. This is scripture. You know what we're experiencing, and you know, the people of the Most High are the salt and the light of the earth. We preserve it, we purify it, and we're the last vestige of hope to keep this world from being a complete hell. And now you see the
Mm-hmm.
censorship. You see the censorship. They're already starting censorship. You already can't get you can't say certain things. They're turning any conversation borderline hate speech now. So they're already
Yeah.
taking away your voice, they're taking away your ability. And this is why, you know, people when they look at, you know, the New Testament and Christ and how he went out on foot and he didn't appeal to any government, he didn't use their institutions to preach his message. Now we're gonna go back to understand why that was so. Because
Right.
the institutions, the entire world is going to be very hostile to being exposed, to being preaching true righteousness and the truth that actually sets people free from the system and from the mental bondage that a lot of people are in. See, they don't want that to happen. So now it's going to come down to, well, first, it always comes down to how people live their lives. That's our first message. Everybody has to live a life. There's a perfect example of how to survive in such a world and not be conformed to the evil of it. So that's it right there. But then we have to go around and we have to actually start doing this, you know, grassroots word of mouth thing where you're going around and you're seeing, first of all, look at the children in our families and our distant families. Talk to them. You know, I've talked to many of the people in my family, just, you know, distant relatives, and I realized a lot of them they weren't awake to what's happening, and just having a conversation with them, seeing where their mind is at, and giving them a counter narrative to what the world is telling them could wake them up. We can all do this in our own families, and that'll branch off into the world because you know it's like even in passing, I talk to some younger guys, you know, in places I visit, grocery stores or something. You know, I get to know people and I have conversations with them, and you'd be surprised just by representing and see people will see if you live what you're saying. It's very important that you actually have to live what you're saying because people see better than they hear. So whatever you say, just make sure you live. A lot of problem is people say a lot of things, but they're not living it. You have to live what you say for it to work.
Blessed
And
are
then
the doers.
exactly. And so when people see you doing it and then they see your message, we're actually having, you know, we don't understand the power of just preaching the right message. We don't understand the power of waking people up and caring enough about people to help them, you know, see the world, see our own issues. You know, like for me, I tell people, look, I had to deal with me first. You know, I had such a life, and I had to deal with things about me before I can even attempt to even deal with the system. So it has to start with me first, and I then that opens the door for me to explain the Most High and how his commandments and his will actually dealt with the evil within me that allowed me to have the right mindset and the right heart to actually deal with this world. And then you can, you know, once you have like-minded people, then you can build on that like we are now, and then we can look like the brother said, there is a remnant here. That is biblical as well. There's always been a remnant of people. You know, unfortunately, a lot of the world is going to choose the broad path. They're not going to choose the straight and narrow path. They're going to choose the broad path, the easy path, the path of least resistance, because
Yep.
unfortunately a lot of people love evil. They just love it. It's not about, oh, no, that's what they prefer. They love it. They don't want righteousness because they don't want to be accountable. They want a life of, where they're vindicated of all responsibility. I can sit there and always blame somebody else. That's what people prefer. It's not very many people that's going to actually say, look, I'm not perfect. I've messed up. I've lived a life where I had to come to a realization of myself and my own evils and my own issues. And I say that to people all the time. I'm like, I'm not coming off
Same here.
self-righteous. I had to deal with me. I had to be honest between me and my Heavenly Father about my shortcomings, about my wickedness. And when I did that, it's like it opened up my eyes to the world, because I couldn't see the world for what it is until I saw myself for what it is. Perception is everything. And if your perception is coming through a clouded, corrupt vessel, then you're not going to see correctly. So I had to clean myself up from the Most High so I can actually see this world and the evil and not be consumed, exploited, manipulated, or controlled by it. And that's the message of
Hey, Isaac, I think you went out. I think you went out, bro. Can you hear me? He probably went out. I don't know what happened. Can you all hear me out there? Press one if you all can hear me. Let's see. Y'all hear me out there? Okay, then. Alf, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Logic, try to come back in. Let me repost the link. Let me repost the link to see. Yeah, try to come back in, Logic.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
he
this.
made a good point, man. Where he said, it start with you. You gotta clean yourself up, and in this dirty world, man. World is this evil, very evil.
It is. It is very evil. That's why it's so important. To we got to be bold in these times. Men that are living right and trying to do the best that they can. Because, like I said, the way everything how it's going now, it's like as if it's going downhill. And as I said earlier, was that for those who are like Gen Xers, millennials, um, I said when we become old heads, I feel bad for us because the generations like way behind us, the ones before they born, like I can see everything's kind of getting worse. And we have children. I tell parents, I said, man, you gotta treat your children right, because depending on how you treat them is how the way they're gonna treat you when you get older. And that's what a lot of failed parents don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like a decline to everything as we see right now. In this wicked society, everything's on the decline.
That's true. That's definitely true. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I said, like I said, I don't have no children, but like I said, if I did, this is a lot of stuff I just wouldn't allow my kids to be exposed to, because when you allow your kids to be, exposed to the music, you
Yep.
know, exposed to like you say, people in the street, with reprobate minds, and when you
Mm-hmm.
allow them to be exposed to all this stuff on TV, like the dude was bringing up the point where he was saying how, um, the Messiah, 2,000 years ago, Hamashiach at that time, like I said, he wasn't dealing with government institutions. And I was just looking at a video with was it the SPLC?
Uh-huh.
Uh, I think this IUIC. They had a video up there about the SPLC, and they was talking about like how they just throwing anybody on um hate groups. So if you say, well, we don't support um gay marriage. We believe a marriage should be a man and a woman. Oh, that's a hate group. You hate speech. You know what I'm saying? And it's any group. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? You could just be like, it was like, I think the organization of Black Pastors was on there. It was like regular organizations that just don't agree with the mainstream,
Media.
the mainstream American, the mainstream American
Uh-huh.
thing where they pushing all this, the LBGT and um this all this stuff, all the madness they pushing. You know what I'm saying? And they saying like, well, that's hate. That's hate. That's hate speech. You know what I'm saying? If you want to have a conservative or Torah Torah based culture, that's all hate speech. So it's like I see it. So all that stuff is all coming to pass. All of it.
Mm-hmm. For sure, though, man. It's like everything now, like you said, it's like a hate speech. You have an opinion about something, though, even if you may be friendly with it, they try to put you down, like you said. They say, "Oh, it's a hate speech for that, though." But I stand for what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like I may not agree with the person that's an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? And it's the world is the way it is right now. Like I said, it's just messed up, and I see a lot of things going on a decline. And like I said, we're already dealing with what's the things I see through media. Okay, the COVID-19, black men get shot, racist cops. It's like a repetitive cycle. Why these sadistic people are coming up with more wicked plans and stuff, man. See the way they can decline us, all these vaccines and stuff, man, and it's crazy. It's crazy, yo. I really hate
Oh
where the
no, it's
society
just
is going.
it really is. I mean, it really is. Like I said, really, from my travels around the world, shoot, right now the I say the most moral societies I done been to is shoot, really is like moderate Islamic societies. They to
Uh-huh.
me like the top, but like all these Western civilizations, like, and it just messed up. And then like to see where, cause like I said, it's I go on different platforms to talk to, and I'm telling them, I'm like, really, if you think about it, when we talking about the community I come from, the society I come from, I'm like, y'all talking about burn the Bible. We don't need dogma. We don't need religion. And I understand that, how back, how in, in earlier generations, how the black pastor had did certain things wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I understand the power that they had at one time and how they misled the people and stole from the, I understand that, but it's like you throwing out the baby with the bathwater when you just say, just get rid of everything. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you have to have a foundation. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, uh, Black America was a better people when we believed in what we thought Bible and Scripture and these people was about. You can't really say that whatever city you or whatever generation that we as millennials and this generation now that we are better people without any type of spirituality than say the silent generation or the greatest generation, them generations way back then. They were still a better people. I mean, it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all this confusion and chaos and
Because now,
all this.
yeah, because now we have the hold on, bring logic back in. Yeah, because now we have a society where social media and stuff are the new parents and things like that. Like I say, it's a gift and a curse. That's why I say like channels like Minds, Logics. It's important for brothers like us to I say to do this. It gives us a purpose because the messages that we put out there, it could be a younger man, someone come on and trying to look for males that are righteous and that like, hey, how do you go about being a man? What is manhood about? And they looking up to us right now. We're the voice or reason, and we have to be that
Hey,
because, like I said,
if I could jump in, my phone had died. I was talking to myself for like 5 minutes. Um,
go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man.
yeah, my phone about to die, and I gotta get ready to go. But like I was saying, man, I appreciate being here. these conversations are what we need. This world is changing fast. And I think that,
Uh-huh.
waking folks up, getting folks prepared, empowering folks to actually wake up and see what's really going on, because a lot of people, don't realize you can't see what's really happening in the world until you first deal with what's really happening within yourself. And I think the message of the spirituality is to deal with self so you can have a clear perspective to see the deceptions and the lies of this world and to avoid being manipulated by them. And I think that what we're doing here is definitely what needs to be done. We're using the platforms and whatever we can to wake people up, to tell the truth, to preach righteousness, and just to show that people have support, people, like-minded people who see something wrong with this world. You're not alone, and I think that's a good start. So I appreciate being on the platform of you brothers. It's an honor, cool gents. Thank you for allowing me up. We're gonna have to get up more often. I got more time now. So on that note, I'm gonna holler at y'all later.
All right, bro. I appreciate your spiritual logic, man. Shout out to you, though, man.
All right, y'all.
All right, bro. So yeah, I'm about to get ready to end this live stream. I gotta get ready to eat myself something. Man, I really appreciate this. Everybody coming up here on the panel, and I appreciate the chat. To all my mods and people who are new. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and that you all for tuning in. I hope that you all may gain something out of this conversations that we had up here on the Cool Gen 87 live stream. And this has been really great, and the topic that needs to be discussed. And I appreciate those who have shared my live stream. I appreciate it. And I have a Cash App, and I don't use Cash Apps like that, but I know someone had asked me about it. It was just somebody asking me about it. I did post it in my community tab for those who like to donate, just to help build the channel up. So that's much appreciated too. But like I said, it's all about just getting the message out there. That's what I pretty much do. And I appreciate everybody. I'm about to head out. This Cool Gen 87 signing out. God bless you all. You all have a great one. Peace.